Alright, well, here I am in my shop. You can't see my face, but here I am in my shop. I got a customer down in Australia that's trying to use a Pocket Rocket on my oven. And he says that I guess it's this valve right here started leaking. That's the control valve for the temperature control. So I decided I'm going to pull this oven apart, the stove apart, and see what the issue is. So I got my wrench here, and basically I'll just loosen this up, pull the burner off, pull the stand off, and there's a small roll pin hole right here. I've actually already taken the roll pin out. There it is right there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. There we go. Right there. Oop. And it goes right in here like that, which keeps the valve from unscrewing all the way. But you can unscrew it like so. And it has 2 O-rings on there. And I'm assuming that these O-rings have gotten hot and melted, possibly. I find that hard to believe, but it is very possible. So, if I put this back together, my suggestion would be to take and possibly either take the stove, this part off, the supports, like so. Just pull this off of there. It comes out, just unscrews pretty simply. Get a piece of foil, cut a hole in it about this size right here, and put it on there, just like so. And then that would protect the valve here. Actually, I'm going to go get a piece of aluminum, and I'm going to do that right now, and I'll be... Okay, so I went out in the shop, and I drilled this. I took a scrap piece of aluminum that I make the ovens out of, and I drilled a 1/2-inch hole in it. And basically what you can do is I put it back together, it's the stove back together, set that over the top. You can actually even probably put the stand back on here, just like that. And then, let's see, screw this back on. Come on, get started. There we go. Just like that. And now we have and you can actually still control the temperature. You can still turn the valve. Kind of hard, but basically when you're using the oven, this is all the way open anyway. So if we had a canister, I do have a canister here. Let's make sure it still works. Hold on. Okay, so I put the canister on there, and that's pretty much what it looks like. I don't know if MSR would appreciate that, but anyway. So I light the stove, and there we go. Now this would deflect the heat before it overheated the stove. Hopefully. I guess you could get a bigger one that's like 7 inches square, which would work. Okay, so I made a new one. I put the stove all back together, and I made this 6x6 inch aluminum piece with a little extension for the handle here so that I could turn it on and off. And we're going to test it out on the oven, see if the canister gets hot. So I'm going to light it up here. I'll just put this so that I can reach it. Okay. And I've got the oven propped up on some 2x4s and a piece of 3/4, so that makes it 1.5 inches, 2¼ inches off. So the stove just sitting on the diffuser plate, and we'll see how it goes. I can reach in right here and turn the flame up. see how hot it gets, and see if the canister gets hot. Well, it's up to 450, so we can turn it down some more. I mean, the thing's barely on. I don't know. I've got my finger on the stove, the bottom part of the stove right now, and I can hold it there. It's hot. It's definitely hot, but I can hold it there for quite a while, and I don't burn my finger, so it should be okay. I mean, I can't guarantee it, but the best stoves are the ones that have the fuel line going from the canister to the stove itself. It's almost 500 degrees now, so I barely got it on. I don't know. But the canister's not hot. The canister under there is not hot at all. It might be a little warm. It's still pretty warm under there. Yeah. I wouldn't suggest it. I mean, it's 500 degrees in the oven, but it's, you know, the canister's getting pretty warm. So I would have to say that I wouldn't recommend this type of stove with the oven. I guess now. I mean, I've used it and I have not had any issues with it, but just can't seem to figure out the best way to, you know, keep the stove parts from melting in the heat, because you know, it's 500 degrees underneath the oven. So anyway, that's kind of my test. I'll send it to you, Philip, and show you what I've done, and you know, hopefully it helps. I'm not exactly sure that it will, but anyway, there we go. Bake on!